How's it going, boys? We're back here with another video. In this video, I'll be telling you guys exactly how I moved to Thailand and how you can do the same for yourself. So first, you're probably thinking, why Thailand? If you're like me, you were back in the States working a shitty 9 to 5 job you hated. The U.S. it's going to shit. The U.K., Canada, it's going to shit. The West is falling. So we gotta do what we can. We gotta escape the West, move to Southeast Asia, and just live our best lives. So again, why Thailand? Super affordable lifestyle. Everything is pretty cheap here. Cheaper than back home. The food's good. It's good for remote work. Really, all you need is your laptop and Wi-Fi. There's a lot of expats, a lot of people here that are moving out here doing the same thing. So it's great for making connections, meeting people doing the same thing. The weather, you can't beat it. I used to live in Miami, and the weather here is literally like Miami, but year round and better. So yeah, boys, the first step is booking the flight. Oftenly, you want to be booking the flight in a low season between May and October. The reason for this is because the flights are way cheaper than the high season. A lot of tourists are coming here like December. I think when I came here, it was in July, and I paid about $500 for a one-way ticket. I was from Miami. I think I had 2 layovers, Miami, Atlanta, and then to Seoul, and then to Bangkok. So total flight time, I think it was 30 hours. Not too bad. If you're used to long flights, it won't be a problem for you. But yeah, guys, that's the first step. Expect to spend probably 500 to 700, depending where you are in the States. And then the next step is finding where you want to live in Bangkok. So this area, La Frau, is around where I'm living. Super cheap. A lot of Thai people here. Pretty authentic experience. Rent is pretty cheap. I'm paying about $300 a month. There's other areas. There's 2 areas I would really recommend to you guys, like Asok, Sukhumvit, or Tongloor and Akamai. These are really good for tourists. You're gonna feel at home if you're worried about coming here and not really feeling like you fit in, which has never been a problem for me, even where I live. But if you move to these 2 areas, again, it won't be a problem for you. These places are a little more expensive. The rent's a little more expensive, like 500 on the lower end, even up to 1200, 1500. These areas are super chill, super good. Again, they're kind of expensive because a lot of tourists, a lot of people from the States, the UK. So, the Thais, they kind of know to charge us more. It's kind of fucked, but it is what it is. If you're living here, honestly, expect to be paying regular prices for food as you would back home. Most places around here, probably $10, $15 a meal. Not too bad. Still worth it. Still beats living in America, living the 9 to 5. And then, boys, for the next step, you're gonna be figuring out what you want to do for your visa. So what I'm doing is it's called the visa exemption. So when you come to Thailand, once you book the flight, once you get here, you don't have to have a visa. You get 60 days on arrival. So literally, you just get to the airport, you go through immigration, they stamp your passport. You get 60 days. From there, you're good. And then after the 60 days are up, you can extend for another 30. Most of my friends don't really do visas. You can if you're wanting to stay here. What I would recommend is you do the ED visa, which is you can study Muay Thai or study a Thai language. These are good because it lets you stay with 6 to 12 months. And you don't have to do a visa run, which is currently what I just had to do last month. So after my 90 days were up, I actually had to go to Malaysia and come back. I think that cost me about $300. So it really depends, how you want to spend your money. If you don't mind doing that, I definitely recommend the visa exemption. That way you don't really have to worry about paying. I think for all of these visas, you kind of have to pay a few $100s, even for $1,000 to get that done. So it's really up to you guys. I would recommend the visa exemption. All right, boys. The next step is finding where you want to stay. There's tons of condos, apartments here in Bangkok. There's tons of Thai websites you can use, like DD Property, Hip Flat, Fazwaz. Those are good if you don't mind paying the deposit, 2 months deposit, and then the 1 month rent. What I've done is I've only ever used Airbnb, so I paid $300 the first month. And then after that, I didn't use Airbnb. What I did and what you guys can do is pay directly through the apartment. So I just pay them every month. And I actually save a little bit of money this way. When they upload it to Airbnb, I think they have to charge a little bit more. So if you get out of paying through Airbnb, you're going to save a little bit of money. Really the most important thing I've found with where you want to stay, especially if you're working online, make sure the Wi-Fi is good and read other people's reviews. That's really the most important thing I've found. Again, really the Wi-Fi. If you're working online, You're just gonna shoot yourself in the foot if you stay in a place that has bad Wi-Fi. And then, guys, the next thing for transportation, what I recommend is using the BTS or using a Grab bike. These are the cheapest options. If you use like a taxi or a car, you're gonna be paying like $10, $20 every single time. Not really, smart financially. But again, what I would recommend, BTS or Grab bike. And then, guys, for the apps we use in Thailand, again, Grab, for transportation, Bolt, same thing. Bolt's a little bit cheaper. It's harder to find rides, so I don't use it that much. Grab, I think, is the most used. They got more drivers. You don't have to worry about finding a ride. Wise, we can use for money transfers. If you have Thai friends, or if you want to send money from your bank back home to an account you have here, it's good. And then Line is pretty much the same as WhatsApp, but they just use it in Thailand. And then Shopee, Lazada, those are pretty much like Amazon back home. If you want to order stuff online, have it sent to your place, super convenient, super cheap. And now, boys, for the total cost of living, really here in Bangkok, you don't need more than like $1,500. Honestly, I think like last month when I was like almost broke, almost had to go back to the Matrix, I had like no money. I was literally spending like $4 a day on food. So there's tons of places you can eat cheap, like Thai food. If you're like me, you don't like Thai food, we still have McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, tons of places you can eat here. But yeah, boys, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much everything you need to know about moving to Thailand, how I did it, and hopefully you can do it yourself. Hopefully I inspired some of you and kind of showed you the ropes so you can leave the 9 to 5, leave the Matrix, leave your shitty hometown. The West is dying, the U.S. is dying. We gotta live our best lives. Move over to Thailand. All right, boys. Catch you in the next one.